Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. This is the YouTube channel about blockchain games, so if you're interested in that, please do subscribe. Today I'm going to look at LiteBringer and specifically the marketplace. So LiteBringer is a game running on PC, runs on the Litecoin blockchain, so you have to, every time you play, you're syncing to the Litecoin blockchain, and you need a small amount of Litecoin, the cryptocurrency, to play the game. In this case, it's called kind of lights. So it's a fraction of lights. Roughly works out, I put in 200 lights at the start, and I've got about 100 left. That's about $10, I think. So it's an RPG, and these are the characters, and you set them off to do quests. But we're going to look at the marketplace. So as with all blockchain games, really, one of the points of a blockchain is you can secure items to players' wallets. And in this case, everything is within the game. So on some games you kind of have external marketplaces for things like Ethereum, but Litecoin is a little bit different. There's not really any other games on Litecoin, not any marketplaces. So everything's within the game, which in some ways makes it a lot simpler to see what's going on. So this is the marketplace. So it says buy offers. So here we can kind of toggle between different in-game items. So there's items, which is effectively gear. We can put in these filtering options, but if we want to see everything, we just click search and it comes up. The reason there's a lot of filtering items is as you can see, there's a lot of it can take time to refresh this. There's a lot of different items, and each of these items, there's a lot of complexity in terms of which characters you can equip the gear with, what positions, what sort of things they are, weapons, what kind of quality or relevance, all this sort of stuff. So you can look for, you can obviously, people are searching for specific things, so you can look to see what those things are. And these are all, you can see these are all being put on the market by other players of the game. So this is a peer-to-peer market. This Kubernetes is another game character. Is another player, another game player, and they've collected this. This great bit of gear, some trousers, burglar leggings. And if you want to buy this, you pay 7.35 lights to them. You can also look for characters, and I think this is interesting. Characters is probably the most easy to look at because they're the kind of the bigger sort of items. And it's interesting to see, as soon as you create a new game and you allow people to create a marketplace, obviously there's no... well, there is like I guess an economic way of valuing things. So if you create one of these characters, you have to pay some lights to do that, and you could argue there's a kind of a time cost in setting up the game and syncing and getting your Litecoin from a wallet, all that sort of stuff. But basically, there is some idea of an economic cost of what it costs to create this character, but it's very small. But you can see someone here is charging 80 lights for this character. In fact, these are all from the same person. They've not put a game name in. They've just got their wallet address there. So obviously with marketplaces, things that have just launched, no one really knows what the price is. So we know that there's some sort of bottom price, some sort of floor price, but we don't know really what the pricing of these things are. So someone's kind of trying their luck, really. As you can see here, they're paying. You would pay 80 lights, which is fairly expensive for any of these characters. Whereas these characters here, which are these are female characters, these are male characters, they're exactly the same. You would pay 0.42 lights for two of these. So you can see here there's massive discrepancy in what these people are asking, and even in the case of this of buying these ones, it's not very clear why you would want two of these characters because they're the same class. There's 3 classes in the game, and if you want it, basically I've created one of each class. So potentially, I don't know if it'd be that interesting to create 2 characters of the same class. We can see here there's again 3 characters here for 1 light, and we can kind of go, you can see all the variation. Kind of easier to see, like here we could put in a minimum of 100, a minimum of 100. So we're going to look at all the characters that are over 100. And we can see here that again there's quite a range here. So these characters are very expensive. 1,000 lights is a lot, and some of these characters you can see here, this one here is exactly the same as one of the ones we saw going for 0.4 or whatever. So you can see people are really trying to, not necessarily in a nasty way, but at the moment I guess there's not really pricing understanding by players. Although very quickly you'll know this is 10,000. That's ridiculous. That is never going to sell. What is interesting is if we take this one back out is so one of the key things with characters is you can evolve them. So you start off with a 0 there. You can see here, highlighting, and then you can evolve them up to level 4 actually. It's very expensive to do that and time consuming. So it's more interesting to go. Let's look at all the characters that have been evolved once. And we can see here all these characters have been evolved once. So to evolve a character you have to get them to level 30, then you have to collect a whole bunch of special material, and then you can evolve them, and they level up and get more powerful. And also you can choose an advanced character class. So there's 3 character classes in the game, and each character class has 3 specializations. So there's 9 characters in total. So you can see here there is actually some sort of pricing agreement around these, because these are evolved characters. That takes a lot of time. It also takes you have to collect or buy some of these special material to get there. You need 16. Again, I would say these are probably a little bit overpriced, but we can see here this is the same wallet and 1,260 lights. Doesn't seem ridiculous. It may be too high. This one obviously is higher. I don't really think there's any. It's more an aesthetic reason if you want to choose any of these particular special kind of character classes. So this one, what is she? She's a warlock. This one is a paladin, and this one is a knight. So they're just the character classes. But you can kind of see very quickly the game's only been out for a week. Is you can, while there is a large kind of variation, very quickly you start to see some sort of how markets work. Really, is that people realise that if there's if they're pricing something too high and they actually want to sell it, then they're going to have to reprice it, and that generally drives pricing down. So you can see here, if you want to buy an entry level character, so it's level 1 and it's not evolved at all, you can kind of see the price. One light is even more expensive. This one's selling for 0.6 effectively lights. It's effectively for free because that's just a character just created. Doesn't cost really very much to do it. I guess over time what we'll see is something like this, where someone's leveled up a character to level 24. That's still not that interesting. You really want to sell a character, level them up to level 30, and then you've done some work, but you still have to collect the material to get it to an evolved state, which is why these evolved state ones are more expensive. So this one is massively overpriced because it's not gone through this evolution phase. I mean, you can kind of see this with this character here. So this character, you can see she's level 30 up here. So she's level 30, but to evolve her, I need to get 16 of these. So I can go and collect them, or I can go and buy them. So I can go here, and I'm looking for sky shards. If I get rid of that. So I can see here, sky shards is if I want to buy some. I need 16. It's actually a bit more confusing. These are actually, there are blue sky shards and green sky shards, which is not very well highlighted. As they do look slightly different, but not very much. And I need the blue sky shards. So I could buy these for 16 to level up my character for 84 lights, and that gives you some idea of what I would then price that character at. 64 lights plus whatever time I felt I needed to get it to level 30. So probably over time we saw that those evolved characters were over 1,000 lights. That seems like going to be fairly expensive if these materials and the time taken is as it is. And we can see here already there is some sort of consensus that these. Although they're useful, these are not very expensive. So we're looking. It's roughly around, for one of these. You see, there's one here. One blue sky shard is going for 2 lights. So 16 really would be 32. So 84 is probably a bit too much. It's not massively too much, but it is too much. So if you really wanted to go and be kind of careful with your money, you could go and probably will go and buy some of these. I need the blue ones. Let's see if anyone's got any. That's a blue one, isn't it? Blue Sky Shard, 5 for 5. Oh, that's a really good deal. So I'll take that one. So I'm paying one. I'm paying 1 light for that. So that's good. So you can kind of see, someone who wants to actually buy some of these things, how pricing mechanics work. I just look for the cheapest one, and it doesn't matter if one's a little bit more expensive. I'm always going to go for the cheapest one. So at some point, it's like eBay or whatever. At some point, people will have to price price these items at the prices people will want to pay. This one's an interesting one here. So this is 16 of those sky shards, but also they've put in some of these elemental stones. You need those to level up gear, and doing that kind of stuff makes it harder to work out if this is a good price or not. It's looking like if 16 of those should be 32, then this is looking like these are very expensive. But I'd need to look into the price of those to see, and it looks like this person has been doing bundling. Bundling's an interesting kind of economic model when you try and put things of different value together to try and kind of create better pricing. Actually, what often happens is when you bundle things together, you actually degrade the price of the most expensive thing because you put in other cheap things that people don't really want with it. In this case, people don't want to buy. While these resources are useful, people coming here to buy sky shards don't want to also buy these resources. If I want to buy those resources, I could go in and just search for elemental stones. So these are all the elemental stones. There's all different sorts of elemental stones in the game. I'm not going to go into pricing on those because that's really starts to get complicated, or even more complicated. But so there we go. Kind of just an interesting view on marketplaces. And I think the good thing about marketplaces is that they do very quickly become transparent, because people while there'll be some people who make mistakes, the vast majority of people just look around. It's not very difficult to use some of these filtering mechanics and just find the cheapest thing of what you want. And then that, of course, means that those are the people who are selling things, and then the people who are selling things know what price they're selling them at, and then they can kind of, they'll continue to do that, or the price will, if there's more people trying to sell stuff, if there's more supply than demand, then the price, if you want to actually sell the stuff, was going to have to go down. So it's interesting to see how that will pan out over time. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we spend our time playing blockchain games and thinking about what it all means. And I think particularly how you run a game economy is a vital part of blockchain games, and something I spend a lot of time thinking about. So anyway, I hope that was useful. Thanks for watching the video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're interested in blockchain games. But otherwise, hope to see you again soon.